You ever have this guiding feeling, like something's telling you to do something, but you don't exactly know what's telling you to do something or if it's right or wrong, but when you listen, great things happen? I have that all the time, and my younger self used to call it my future self. So I used to always think that my future self was guiding me, telling me who to speak to, what things I should do, what ideas come up in my head. I always said it's my future self guiding me to him. Then I started listening to some entrepreneurs online, and instead of calling it their future self, they would always call it the universe. They'd always said, like, the universe gave me this vision when I was 14 that I'd be a millionaire. They gave me these vivid visions of me doing these things, and then I would become a millionaire. And so I then started to call this guiding figure in my life the universe. However, recently, I've started to give that label of my future self, that guiding figure. I started to give it the label of God. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people talk about this universe and this guiding figure as God, but I never really knew what to think about God. When I was younger, like many of us children do, many of us do when we're children, we just listen to what our parents say. So my parents were religious and we would go to church every Sunday, so I would just follow exactly what they said. I would go to church and believe the things that they told me to believe. Not saying that's wrong or anything, it's just the way I did it. I didn't know how to think for myself. Then I started getting into entrepreneurship, I think, when I was 15, so I was at 9th grade. That was 4 years, ninth grade. Then I started hearing people talk about this universe. So I started calling it my future self / the universe. And that was really nice. I really like calling it my future self because I was like, dang. So like, I'm here, this is my future self. And he's like telling me, like from the future, telling me what things I should do to get to him. And that felt nice. However, I was always contemplating if God was real. Like, I would journal about it so much. I have many journal entries in my old journals from 2023 saying like, is God real? Part 1. And to be honest, during that time, I didn't think God was real at all. I always thought that it was something make-believe that these people made up a long time ago. And I mostly made it up because I thought that the people just wanted peace in the world. And they saw like, they just created God to create peace, kind of like that. But yeah, when I was younger, I didn't believe in God at all. I just saw like, I didn't understand how, because people would say like, work hard and then give the rest to God. I didn't understand that concept at all because I was like saying, well, I should be in full control of my life. Like, I'm the one living this life. If I do as much work as I can, then it's fully in my control. That means the outputs and my outcomes, they're all because of me, not because of anybody else or any higher thing giving me it. I worked for it. That was how my younger self used to think. So I never really got the concept of God. So basically, I went from when I was younger, just believing God because my parents believed in it. Then a little older in my teens, like 13, 14, 15, not believing in God and just thinking like, I'm the only one that can get this in my life through hard work. Then to now, transitioning and calling that future self, so that guiding figure, calling it God. And it's a little change, but it's actually gone a long way for me, and I like calling that guiding figure God. Now, there is no concrete evidence of God being real. You're never going to find that until you die, and either you go to heaven or maybe there's nothing there. But I do like calling it God right now. It's a little hard to explain, but how I will explain it is that I saw this video that this 20-year-old millionaire made a few months ago. And he was talking about the law of detachment. And so he was saying that when we were younger, entrepreneurs in general, we all get this little vision in our head of our success later down in the future. So we're here right now, but we get this vision of where we will be in the future. And he's saying like that vision doesn't just come out of nowhere. Something's giving you that. He called it the universe, but I call it God. It's whatever you call it. And he's saying that you get this vision and you have it for a reason. So then you can now detach from the outcome because you already know you're going to get that thing in the future. And I like the way he describes it because, and to be honest, I don't really know how I tie this back into God. I'm kind of like on two topics. One's on God and one's on detachment, but I'm going to finish the topic on detachment just in case that helps anybody. But anyways, he's basically saying like, you see the success you'll have in the future, so you don't need to worry about if the work you're doing will get you there. All you just need to keep doing is the work, and a lot of it, it's just you don't know the timing piece of when you will get the success. You just know that you'll have it. So you don't need to think, will I get this, and have that anxiety. You already know you will have it. So you can detach from the outcome and just do the work. And I guess that does tie back into God because as a lot of Christians say, like, God has a path for you. God has a path for everybody. You don't know when you will get the success that God has for you or the good things that he has. You just know that he has great things planned for you. And so you just have to keep going day by day, doing the work, praising him. And then through time, you'll realize when that timing was that you got those rewards. So I guess it does time. But that's kind of my journey with God right now. I try and read 1 page a day. It's not a lot, but I was at the beach in Wildwood, New Jersey, and this girl gave me this, was it the book of John? The Gospel of John. I think that's the first chapter of the Bible. But I got this Bible right here. Because I told her I have no clue what's going on. So she just gave me this, and this makes sense. Honestly, it does make a little more sense, but still, sometimes I read a page and I'm like, I have no clue what's going on. But I like the concept of me reading it. But it's really like, I just like having the belief that God is real. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, I like having that belief and that assurance. And it's not like I give everything to him and don't work hard. Because I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs don't explain that part. It's like, they say like, just give or just trust God and everything will work out. I was like, yeah, you can trust him, but you still have to do a lot of the input. The input meaning the work. And just like the guy said, the law of detachment, just know that you'll have the outcome because you've already envisioned it. Just do a lot of the work. And I kind of like that because now I don't have to worry about the outcome because when I was younger, I already dreamt out and wrote down and drew out everything that I want in life in this material world. The neighborhood, I want to build. The neighborhoods, I want to build 2, but especially this last one, 5 houses. Then the park, all the cars, the motorcycle I want, the places I want to live, the trips I want to go on with my family, what I want to buy my family, how I want Christmas to be, what money, how much money I need to live my dream lifestyle, the exact Corvette Stingray I want. I've already envisioned all of it. I have it all written down. Actually, funny enough, all the pages are right here of everything I want in life. And so, yeah, it's like, I'll read one. It's like, I used to always think about time, location, and financial freedom. And so I write down time freedom. My first experience was the summer of 2024. I woke up early, exercised when I wanted, worked when I wanted, ate when I wanted, and designed my day to be my most productive self. And 9 days after taking it seriously, I got my first booking. So for the business at that time. And so I say for location freedom, this is being able to travel wherever I want, anywhere in the world. So those are just 2 things that I want. And I wrote down, I had this goal of making, I think it was 100,000 a month by 18, and I wrote that at 15 or 16. I'm not there, but that's because like I spent a lot of that time journaling and figuring out what I want instead of doing more on the input, like the work. But I kind of don't mind that now because now I've pictured, I've envisioned, and I know exactly what I want to the T. I could get a little more specific, but I know exactly what I want to buy, exactly the lifestyle I want to live. So now I can detach from that, especially since I already written it down and drew it. So whenever I want to look back, I can. So I don't have to think about when I will get these things. All I want to do, all I have to do, or all I want to do is just focus on the work. And that also brings me to a point that I read in Atomic Habits today. I think it's the 3rd chapter. Is what is this chapter name? The chapter is called Walk Slowly But Never Backward. Basically, chapter 3, the 3rd law, make it easy. What he talks about in that walk slowly but never backwards, he talks about repetition, and repetition is used to make a new habit. But I'm talking about repetition in the form of the work I want to do. And it's that I repeat that, and I repeat it, and I repeat it until I get the outcome. And right now, I'm focused on business. So I realized that the most progress I have right now is in my physique. And so that was actually a wild way to stand up and show you. Anyways, so I'm going to be teaching that right now. And even when I did that, even thinking about that, I got some little doubt in my head. Oh, I'm about to go to college, play D3 soccer for 3 months. My first 3 months, I'm going to have games back to back practice. When will I get to the gym? How will I teach people? How will I teach you? It's just cope. It's just doubt. I'm going to still do it. So I start with that. And in the community, I'm going to do it the same way Hamza does it. So I'm going to make videos just like general advice. I'll probably post this video in the community. I don't know what I'm going to name it. It's like probably my journey with Christ. But it's like I talk about Christ at the beginning. Now I'm talking about, it basically is because like I'm talking about the law of detachment. So I may name it that. Probably. And then I'll name that on YouTube as well. And then, so I'll make videos like this, just general advice. Put that into one. Then I'll make one based on my physique, based off of each thing I'm working on. My forearms, they're getting so much bigger. Like there used to be so much space in here. There's like no space. And it's like, I used to look up forearm workouts and like people would do like this on their knee. Which yeah, that does work. But like literally, I've been going to the gym for 6 weeks now. Consistently. And it's literally just holding the barbell or the dumbbells and just doing workouts, doing pull-ups. Like that's grown my forearms. It's like, just like Hamza said, like I don't need to train my forearms like these other people. I just gotta go to the gym. That's it. And the reason they didn't grow before is because I was just doing push-ups. There was no barbell. So I'm naming this video Law of Detachment, but really how I grew my connection and relationship with God is that, and I saw this quote, is that God meets you where you are, not where you're supposed to be. And so I see that in my life is that I used to see God as my future self. And I'd always say, oh, my future self is guiding me. He's giving me this desire to talk to this woman, to do this thing. It's like basically that gut feeling that I got to take an action. What some people call their gut feeling, others people call it, what is that? Other people call it an impulse. I just called it my future self guiding me to make a decision. So I first called it my future self. Now I know that, or at least I call it now God, but I first called it my future self. Then I saw entrepreneurs call it the universe. Then I started calling it the universe. That wasn't a really long time. It was like a few weeks, maybe 1-2 weeks. Then I was like, because the reason I changed from God, the reason I changed from my future self and universe to God is because I went to this church service and this guy was talking about how he was trying to convert this Marine to a Christian. And he was like, the Marine was talking about all these problems and the guy was like, God can help you solve them. And he was like, just surrender your life to God, surrender your life to God. And the Marine was like, there's only one problem. Us Marines, we don't surrender. And then the guy that was trying to convert him, he was like, okay, so he took a pause. He was like, how do I say this in a different way? He was like, you need a new commander in your life. Everything that you've tried, you've done for a little, then you failed. Done for a little, then you failed. You're not strong enough now. So you need a new commander. So you can't command your life as yourself. You need someone higher than you. So I used to call that my future self, the universe. And I was like, okay, he says that new commander should be God. So then I just named it God. And that was like 2 months ago. And now I've just been calling it God. So that's been my journey with God. Maybe a little confusing, but I may make another video later down when I have a little more concrete examples or be able to explain it a bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna put this in the community as well. And I'm gonna name it Law of Detachment. Maybe Law of Detachment plus God. All right. Hope this helps for the guy that wrote that comment asking me on July 26th how I was able to build my connection with God. All right. Probably should have done this video with a shirt on, but I'm not going to make an excuse. I wasn't even going to make this video. I wanted to wake up at 6:30. All right, I know you guys don't care about that. All right, see you guys.